morning. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Melissa with Inner Light Yoga. I'm here with Barefoot Beach Cafe to give you guys 1 hour of Reggae Vinyasa flow class. We have about 5 minutes if you want to go ahead and grab a towel, some water, your mat, and meet me back over here and we'll get started. We'll start today in a child's pose, so if you're already logged on and you want to start, feel free to go ahead and take that pose. Bring your knees out wide, your heels together, shift your weight back into your hips, and set them flat onto your heels or as close to it as you can, letting your arms extend along your head to the mat. I'll go ahead and get the music started, and hopefully it won't get blocked out, fingers crossed. Give it 2 or 3 more minutes. Everybody can get logged on and we'll get started. Make sure you have some water just in case you get hot and need a drink. This practice is a little bit more flows, moves a little bit more fast-paced. Feel free to take child's pose or take a rest at any time. Also, we have other classes. We have a gentle class every Thursday at 9 a.m. Reggae Vinyasa on Saturday, every Saturday at 9. And then we do a power flow yoga class at 9 a.m. on Tuesdays. Alright, we're going to give about 1 more minute. We'll get started. Again, feel free to start in child's pose if you are already at your mat waiting to get started. Maybe start focusing on your breath, breathing in and out through your nose as well. If you haven't already grabbed a strap and you want to grab it to help with your stretches, feel free to grab one. You can use anything that's long like this, a belt, a towel, or if you have a strap, you can use that. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So, knees are wide, hips are back on your heels. Body comes forward. Let your head come straight down to your mat. So maybe even just give yourself a little forehead massage as you're sitting here, finding your breath, beginning to center, just listening to the music. Your arms can be extended. If this is too much, you can bring them down to your sides. Whichever feels best to you. Begin taking deep breaths, about 4 to 5 seconds between each breath. So breathing in for 4 or 5, and then exhale, 4 or 5. Long, deep breaths, filling your lungs all the way up. Use all that capacity. Emptying your belly, bringing all that air up. and then releasing it back down into your belly. Exhaling, deep inhale, and exhale. If you're just joining us, this is Reggae Vinyasa Flow with Barefoot Beach Cafe and Inner Light Yoga. I'm Melissa. Deep breaths. On your next inhalation, let's raise up to tabletop. We're going to curl our toes under and then come to an upside down V. Downward facing dog. Make sure your hands are planted firmly into the mat, fingertips planted into the mat as well. Relieving the stress off of your wrists. Letting your head be flat from your spine all the way up. Maybe even walking your heels out. Stretching a little bit deeper with each step. Your back is flat, your hips are high. All right, let's walk up to our hands. Coming to a ragdoll. Arms are down to your sides. You can grab opposite elbows here, sway side to side, bending into each knee. Flow with the music, with your breath, whatever feels good to you today. Releasing your elbows down to the sides. Let's roll all the way up. Arms are going to come up high. Exhale, hands through heart center. Bring them down to your sides for mountain pose, Tadasana, for 3 breaths. In and out through your nose. And exhale. 2 more full breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Remember your feet are hip width apart here. Another breath. With your next inhale, raise your arms all the way up. Inhale, upward salute. Hands come to the sky. Bring your hands together and exhale through heart center. Forward fold, hinge at your hips. Inhale, lift halfway. Bringing your hands to your shins. Your gaze goes forward and your back is flat here. Forward fold, exhale. And then inhale, rise all the way back up. Hands through heart center. Back down to mountain pose. And breathe. This time we'll add a vinyasa. Arms come up. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Now these are breath to movement, so each breath has a pose. Exhale, drop your hands, step your feet back. We'll flow through a vinyasa, lowering halfway, chaturanga. Keep your elbows into your sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So each breath has a movement. Take a couple breaths here. Replant your hands firmly into the mat. Maybe your heels get a little bit closer to the mat. Pull your core in tight. And step to the front of your mat. We'll inhale and lift halfway. Gaze goes forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And we're going to go straight into our third one. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back. Vinyasa, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 full breaths. And then take your gaze forward, step to the front of your mat. Inhale as you lift up halfway. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, rise. We're going to go into sun salutation V. Exhale, bend into your knees. Find your chair pose. Bring your hands to heart center. Your toes are together. Your heels are slightly apart here. Your back is flat. See if you can take it a little bit lower. Maybe lift your toes up off the mat. Sometimes that'll help shift the weight back. Exhale, let's fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, and vinyasa, lower halfway. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time we bring in our right foot up, three-leg dog. Step it forward in between your hands. Turn your left foot out and then inhale as you raise up. Warrior one. Check in with your body here. Make sure that your hips are square. You have a 90-degree bend in your knee and your body's looking forward. Exhale as you lower your hands back down to the mat. Step your foot back and flow through a vinyasa. Lowering halfway. Inhaling up. Exhaling back to downward dog. We'll do the other side this time. Left leg comes up. Step it through in between your hands. Root to rise. Ground through that front leg. Inhale up. Again, checking in with your knee, your arms, your gaze is forward. And exhale. Plant your hands. Step your foot back. Another vinyasa, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. If the vinyasas become too much, feel free to step back into a downward dog. You can meet us there with each vinyasa. Gaze goes forward, step to the front of your mat. And then inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, let's fold here. And then inhale, rise all the way back up. We're gonna find our chair pose again. Bend your knees. Arms come down, inhale up. Back to chair pose, Utkatasana. Again, check in. Make sure that your toes are together and your heels are slightly apart. And exhale, let's fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. Step, hop, or float back and vinyasa. Right leg comes up here. Take a bend into your knee. You're gonna press your foot flat, opening up your hips and taking your gaze under your right shoulder. Ground down through the left hand. Begin to hover your right hand and flip your dog. Bringing your arm back, pushing through your hips. Gaze goes back. Remembering your breath. Exhale, let's bring it back around, three-leg dog. And step it forward in between your hands, turning your toes out. Inhale, rise up. Warrior one. Good job, guys. Stick it out, you can do it. Exhale, let's fold. Plant your hands, step your foot back. Vinyasa, lower halfway. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take some breaths here. Left leg comes up. Take a bend into your knee. Remember, like your foot is going straight through the wall. Your gaze goes under your left arm. Plant your right hand firmly into the mat and then slowly begin to hover your left. Flipping your dog, pressing through your hips. Gaze goes up. Exhale, wind your arm back around, bring that left leg up, and step it forward in between your hands, turning your right toes out. Inhale, warrior one. And exhale, plant your hands, step your foot back, vinyasa, or go all the way back to downward dog. All right, we've got one more to go, so let's gaze forward this time. Step, hop, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale as you lift up halfway, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Bend your knees. Exhale, come down. Back to chair pose. Good job. Should create that heat now. You should start feeling your heart's pounding a little bit more. One more time. Exhale, let's fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. Step, hop, or float back. Vinyasa. Finding your breath. Raise your right foot up. Step it forward in between your hands. We're going to keep our toes pointed forward here, coming into a high lunge. Arms come up as you inhale. Let's take it back, crescent lunge. Take a bend into your back, take your gaze up. Inhale back to center. Bring your hands to heart center as you exhale. Take a breath, inhale, roll your shoulders back, and we're gonna twist here. Left elbow to your right knee. Find balance. Inhale back to center. Drop your hands, exhale. And then inhale, let's bring them up. Turn your toes out on your left foot, coming into warrior one. Open up warrior two. Let's straighten our front leg. Drop your head back. We're gonna go into Trikonasana triangle. Drop your right hand. Gaze goes up. Find your breath here. This is our last big flow before we start moving into some smaller steps. Bending into your front knee. Inhale, raise back up. And we'll take it into side angle. Elbow comes into your knee. Left hand stays up. You can extend here if you want to drop your right hand all the way down to the mat. Inhale, let's rise back up again. Swing it around, warrior one. Are you guys ready to find airplane? Ground your right foot into the mat. Take your gaze forward. Draw your arms back. Raise your left foot. Airplane arms. Pull your core in tight. Toes are pointed down. Exhale, let's drop our foot back. Raise up as you inhale. Arms come up. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, plant your hands. Step it back. Vinyasa. And we'll do the other side. Left leg comes up. Step it forward in between your hands. Remember, toes are forward. This is a high lunge, not a warrior one. Your heel is raised on your right foot. All right, take it back. Crescent lunge, bend into your back. Just an easy bend. And inhale, raise it back up to center. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do our twist here. Right elbow's gonna go to your left knee. Finding balance. Elbow on your left arm is up towards the sky. Inhale, bring it back up to center. Drop your right foot down, and then exhale, inhale. Warrior one. Same thing on this side, warrior two. Arms come out long. Gaze is at the tips of your fingers. Straighten your front leg, find your triangle pose. You're gonna kick your hip back. Body's gonna go forward. Drop down. Gaze is up. Nice and tall arms here. Stretch as far as you can from the ceiling to the floor. Take a bend into your knee and inhale as you raise back up. Warrior two. Straight into side angle. Drop your elbow to your knee. Right hand's up. You can stay here if you took the full version. Extended side angle. Go ahead and take it. Pressing through your front leg, inhale, warrior two. And then wind it around, find your warrior one. Remember from here, we're gonna take airplane. Ground your foot through your left foot down into the mat. Arms are gonna swing back. Gaze is forward or down at your toes. Palms are facing the sky. Toes are pointed down. drop your right foot back. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, let's plant our hands into the mat, step your foot back. Vinyasa, this will be our last one for a little bit. Inhale up, and exhale, downward facing dog. Take your gaze forward, bend into your knees, step, hop, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. We're gonna find our chair pose. Exhale, fold. Drop your knees, or bend your knees. Gaze is up. Let's bring our hands to heart center. And let's fold here. Bring your fingers to your toes. Maybe wrap your elbows around the back of your calves. Feel that stretch. All right, dropping your hands back down towards the mat. Let's reverse one dive, bring it all the way up. Exhale, let's take our hands to heart center here. We're gonna find eagle pose today. So go ahead and bend into your knees. Find that chair pose again. We'll ground through the left leg first. Begin to raise your right foot up. Crossing your right knee over your left. Bring your toes down to the sides, or if you can wrap, go ahead and wrap them. Next thing we'll do is our arms. Left elbow is gonna go over your right elbow. Winding your arms around, bringing your hands together, and hold. Bring your elbows up to your shoulders. The deeper your seat, the easier it's going to be to get into this eagle pose. If you want, take your gaze up. Slowly begin to unravel your arms. Bringing them to heart center, undo your leg, and we're gonna step it back, coming into warrior three, slow and controlled. Some said never, but they never done come. Inhale, let's bring our leg all the way back, forward. Knees gonna be hip height. And exhale, release it down to the side. Walk it out a little bit. We'll do the other side. Reset real quick. Arms come up. Inhale. Hands to heart center. Exhale. Let's fold. Inhale. Lift halfway. Exhale. Fold. Arms are going to come up. Inhale. All right. Let's come back to that chair pose. Utkatasana. Hands at heart center. Ground through your right foot this time. Begin to raise your left leg up. We're going to cross our knees. Bring your foot down to the side, or if you can wrap it all the way around your calf, you can do that. The lower your seat, the easier it is to get the eagle. Chest is high, arms come out. Now your left knee is over your right, so we're going to bring our right elbow over our left knee, or left elbow. Again. Crouching down, elbows up, shoulder height. See if I can twist here for you. One more full breath. And exhale, let's release our hands. Bring them to heart center. Undo your legs, slowly lift your left leg back. Coming into warrior three. Beautiful. Let's bring it up. Inhale. Knees gonna come hip height. And exhale. Step it down. Walk it out. We'll reset one more time. Arms come up. Inhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Anjali Mudra. And exhale through your heart. Through your belly, hinge at your hips, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold again. And rise all the way up. All right. Let's fold. Drop your hands to the floor. Drop your knees to the floor. Tabletop. Let's find some cat-cows here. Lower your belly, raise your head. Exhale, round your spine, press through your palms, bring your chin to your chest. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more, inhale for cow. And then exhale for cat. 2 more. Exhale as you push back out. Really roll your shoulders. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. Your mind wants to give up way before your body can. You can push through. Curl your toes under. Come back to downward facing dog. All right, your left leg's gonna come up. Step it forward to the outside of your left hand. Keep your right foot planted firmly into the mat. The toes are onto the mat. Nice deep lunge here. Maybe go forward to backwards. Feeling that stretch. Make sure that your knee and your ankle are stacked. You don't want to have your foot back here. It needs to be flat on the mat. And you can stay here if you want, or you can drop down coming into locust. Bring your elbows down, not locust, or lotus. Grasshopper. Couldn't remember that one, sorry. All right, if you want, you can drop your knee here. If you're on your elbows, come back up. Pressing through the mat. Drop your right foot. Drop your knee. Plant your right hand into the mat. We're going to raise our left hand up. Twist. Exhale, take your hand to the outside of your knee. Push it away. Inhale, bring it back to center. Raise your arm all the way up. Take a bend into your right knee, bringing your foot up off the mat. Reach back with your hand, drawing your foot forward. Roll your shoulder back, take your gaze up. All right, drop your foot. Replace your hand into the mat. Step it all the way back, downward dog. We're going to do the other side this time. Right foot comes up, 3-leg dog. Step it forward to the outside of your right hand. Remember to keep your ankle and your knee stacked. Joints are stacked. Maybe rolling forward just a little bit. All right, let's come down to our elbows for grasshopper if you did on the other side. Remember to keep your core pulled in tight. All right, pressing through your hands all the way up. Drop your left knee to the mat. Plant your right hand or left hand into the mat and then raise your right hand up for your twist. Gaze goes up. As you exhale, bring your hand to the inside of your knee. Press your knee away, coming to the side blade edge of your foot. Opening your hip here. Feels amazing. Inhale back to center. Draw your right hand back. Bend your left knee. Reach back for your foot. Roll forward. And then roll out. Gaze goes up. Shoulders roll back. Dropping your foot back down to the mat. Arm comes back around. Planting your hands into the mat. Curl your left toes under and step your right foot back. Inhale, let's come forward. You can drop your left foot down if you want. We're coming into side plank here. So left knee to the mat if you want the modified version, or keep both up. Plant your left hand into the center of the mat and open up for side plank. You can stay here, maybe raise your knee, raise your leg. And dropping it back down, let's release our right hand to the mat. We're gonna do the other side. So if you dropped your knee on the other side, drop your right knee here. Put your right hand into the mat and then raise your left. Whatever version you took on the other side, take it on this side. Make sure you keep your hips high. Exhale, plant your hand and lower your knees back down to the mat. We're gonna come up, find our camel Ustrasana. Go ahead and grab a sip if you need. Wipe your face. All right, so camel pose. A modified version is to take your hands to your lower back, your sacral area, lumbar area. Elbows come back. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, begin to bend backward. You're supporting your back. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, raise back up. All right, full version. You're gonna bring your hands to your heels. So you can either bring both hands back at once, wind one around and the other. Whatever way is easiest for you to get to that pose properly and without hurting yourself. Roll your shoulders back. Let your hips come forward. Begin to raise back up. Inhale. Shift your hips back. Coming into puppy pose. Your hands are going to come down in front of you and your knees and your hips are level. Chin to the mat. Gaze goes forward. Two more breaths. All right, walk your hands back up. Back up to hero pose. Arms come up high, inhale. And you take whichever version feels best to you. If you need the supported version, take that. Exhale, bring your hands back. Reaching back for your heels. Pressing through, roll your shoulders, roll your head back. Make sure your knees and your feet are hip distance apart. And then inhale, raise back up. Exhale, back to puppy pose. Gaze is forward. All right, let's step our hands back. Curl your toes under and back to downward facing dog. Walk your heels down. Maybe they're a little bit closer to the mat today. Let's take pigeon. We got our hips nice and open here. Right hand or right foot comes up and step it forward. Knee to your wrist. Let your left foot trail behind you and your ankle on your right leg. So you come up as close as you can to your left wrist. Nice tall spine. If you have a block or something to set under your hip to keep your hips square, that's fine too. Let's just sit here for a moment. Let the stretch do the work. Make sure your knee on your left leg is flat on the mat. All right, let's lower down. You can come to your elbows here. If you want to extend all the way long, you can do that. All right, let's inhale, raise back up. Plant your left hand into the mat. Curl your left leg up so your knee is bent. Reach your right arm back. Another stretch. Gaze goes over your shoulder. All right, release your left foot down. Bring your right hand to the mat. Curl your toes under and push back, three-leg dog. All right, step it down to meet your right foot. Remember, your feet are hip width apart here. Hands are the same. All right, left leg comes up. Step it forward. Bring your left knee to your left wrist. And your left foot's close to your right wrist. Let your right knee come down to the mat. And again, we'll hang out on this side. Whatever you do on one side, you always have to do on the other side too. Finding balance. Making sure your body's even on both channels, both sides. And now we can lower down. Come to your elbows if you did on the other side. Or extend all the way out, bringing your head to the mat. All right, inhale. Walk your hands back up. We're gonna take a bend into our right leg this time. Left arm's gonna come up and around. Reach back for your toes. And then take your gaze over your left shoulder. Your right palm is planted firmly into the mat, holding your chest up. All right, let's drop our right foot. Left hand comes back to the mat. Plant your hands, plant your right toes into the mat. Kick your left foot back to three-leg dog. And step it down to meet your right foot. Let's take a break here. Drop your knees down to the mat, coming into child's pose. We'll do a couple shoulder stretches here, and then we'll move on to our core. On your next inhale, lift up slightly, and then as you exhale, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, keeping your arms nice and straight, maybe stacking your left hand over your right. Open up that side body, your rib cage. You'll feel the separation between each rib. Lowering your head down. Inhale, lift slightly and begin to walk back to center. Then as you exhale, walk your hands over to the left side. Take your right hand over your left palm. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale down for 2 more breaths. With your next breath, pull your arms back, come back to tabletop pose. So your knees are gonna stack back over your hips. You're gonna take your left hand to the center of your mat, thread the needle, so raise your right arm all the way up, taking a big breath. And as you exhale, thread the needle, come in between your left arm and your knee. Take your right arm all the way down to your shoulder, and then extend your left hand out in front of you. Another version is to take your left hand behind your back for a bind if you choose. Make this your practice, whatever feels good to you. All right. Drawing your left hand close to your face, press through the mat. Inhale, raise your right arm all the way back up to the sky. And then exhale, let's release it down. We're gonna do the other side. So right hand center of the mat. Inhale, left hand comes up, gaze goes up, arms extend long, fingertips are long. And exhale, thread the needle. Come down onto your shoulder, extend your right arm out. If you took a bind, reach your right arm around the back side. You can do so much more than you think you can. You just have to push yourself a little bit. Your mind will want to stop, but your body's not ready. You just have to push through. You'll feel better for it later. Right arm's gonna come down in front of your face, planting into the center of the mat. Inhale, raise it back up. Left hand comes high. And then exhale, release it down. Curl your toes under, come to a high plank. Let's lower all the way down to the mat for one more shoulder stretch before we roll over onto both. Right hand extends long, out to a T. Left hand stays into your chest. Take your right cheek to the mat. Begin to bend into your left knee and flip it over to the other side, pressing through your left hand, keeping that right arm at a T. Now you shouldn't feel pain here. A little discomfort is okay, but if you're feeling pain, go ahead and ease off some. You should be able to come back and control your breath a little bit more if you've lost it. Let's roll back over, bringing your right hand into the side, extending your left arm out to a T. Left cheek to the mat, bend into your right foot, your right knee, and flip it over. Big breaths. All right, rolling back over, bringing your left hand into the mat. Let's come up to tabletop, cross your heels over, and come to a seated position. We're gonna bring our feet out in front of us. Nice and tall for staff pose. Arms are gonna come up as you inhale, toes are pointed up. Your back is nice and flat, nice and tall. And exhale, let's fold. Lead with your heart. Inhale up. And as you exhale, bring your hands behind you. Your fingertips are facing the same way as your feet, flat into the mat. Pressing your heels into the mat, we're going to raise our hips up. Take your gaze up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And exhale, release your hips back down to the mat. Arms come up, inhale. And go forward, exhale. Fold. Maybe hold it a little bit longer. Inhale, maybe lift halfway. Let's see if we can take it deeper. Flatten that back, exhale, fold. Inhale, raise up. We're gonna go into that reverse plank one more time. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Planting them firmly into the mat. Heels are planted firmly into the mat. Inhale, raise up. Gaze up. And exhale, release down. Just 3 breaths that time. Arms come up, inhale. And exhale, fold. For our last seated fold. Arms begin to come up. Walk your hands up. Take a bit into your knees. Come into Navasana, boat pose, or a modified version. Hair on the face. Nice tall back. Maybe raise your feet off the mat. Pull your knees into your chest. If this is where you're at, that's fine. Stay here. If you want to extend your arms here, keeping your back flat here. Shoulders are back. You can stay here. Maybe raise up. Maybe extend fully. I'm going to stay here. All right, let's do 5 sit-ups. Lowering down, and then inhale up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And hold. Exhale, release your feet down to your mat. Arms are gonna come down to your sides. Your back's gonna be on the mat. Plant your palms into the mat so that your thumbs are facing your heels. We're gonna raise our shoulders off the mat. Use your core, tapping our ankles with our thumbs, or if you can't reach there and you got your index fingers, you can do that too. We're gonna take it side to side for 10 on each side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep it up, 2, 1 more, and release. Pull your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug. Maybe roll side to side. And drop your feet down. We're gonna plant our feet hip distance apart. Bring your hands down to your sides. We'll take bridge 3 times. The first time we raise up, hips are gonna come up. You can use your thumbs into your sacral area to push yourself a little bit higher. Squeeze your knees together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Bring it out. And exhale, release down to the mat. Pull your knees into your chest. I got 2 more times. All right, let's drop our left and right foot back down to the mat. Arms are gonna come out to your sides. Press firmly through the balls of your feet. Raise up, hips high. This time, if you want to keep your arms down, you can. Maybe interlace your fingers together. Roll your shoulders. Take yourself a little bit deeper version. Maybe raise your heels for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And come down, release. Drop your hips, knees to your chest. 1 more to go. All right, let's release our feet down to the mat. Arms are gonna come out to the sides. We're gonna do something different this time too. Palms are flat into the mat. Pressing through your feet, raise your hips. All right, 5 times we're gonna drop and then push up. 5, 4, 3, squeeze your thighs and your glutes together as you come up. 2, and 1 more. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release down. Pull your knees into your chest. Grab the outsides of your feet. Pull your knees into your side body. Come into the happy baby. And just roll it out side to side. Your feet are flat here. All right, we'll drop our feet down to the mat. Take your left foot up. Right foot up, sorry. Left foot's planted into the mat. Cross it over. Your ankle's gonna come to your left knee. Right hand's on your right knee. Press away. All right, let's interlace our hands. Thread the needle. Pull your right hand back. Grasp it with your left hand. Interlace your fingers together and pull back. And release your left foot down to the mat. Bring your arms out to a T. Extend your right leg tall and then bend into your knee. Planting your right foot back into the mat. We'll do the other side. Left foot comes up. Crossing it over, bringing your left ankle to your right knee. And then use your left hand to push your left knee away. release your knee. Bring your left hand into the center. Right hand to the outside. Interlace your fingers, pull back. Okay, we're going to release back down. Drop your right foot to the mat. Arms come out to a T. Left foot comes up. And then bend it, meaning your right foot. Let's bring both of our legs up. Knees and hips are parallel here. Your feet are going to go the opposite direction. Arms are out to a T. Let's drop everything over to the right side. So our knees are to the right. Keep that bend. Take your gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, bring it back to center. Gaze comes up, and we're going to switch sides. So again, check in with your knees. Make sure that your knees and your hips are parallel. Feet are pointing out to the other way like you're sitting in a chair. Drop them over to the left side. Gaze goes over your right shoulder. And just relax into the pose. Find your breath if you've lost it. Close your eyes, listen to the music. One more full breath. And inhale, let's bring everything back to center. Pull your knees into your chest. Finding movement, whatever feels good. Maybe moving side to side, maybe making circles with your knees. Take them around the other way. Circles to the left and circles to the right. Coming back to center, we're going to roll up into shoulder stand. Bring your elbows to the mat. You're going to use your hands to support your lower back. Your hips come high. Your feet are going to extend tall towards the ceiling. Keep your elbows in. Toes are pointed. Hips are high. Try to make everything parallel. Keep your spine straight. Your gaze goes up. Maybe bend your knees. Come in into plow. Straighten your legs out to tap the floor behind you. Inhale as you bring your arms, your legs back up. Take a bend into your knees. And lower back down. Find Shavasana. Bring your arms down to your sides. Let your legs extend long. Begin to slow down like the song says. Close your eyes. Relax your breath back to your regular breathing pattern. Nothing forced. Closing your eyes if you haven't already. Relaxing your forehead, your eyebrows. Relaxing your jaw, taking your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Release it down. Relax your shoulders. Resting them into the mat, your spine. All the way down to your hips. Scan your whole body. If you feel any discomfort in any of the areas, try to breathe through them. Bring positive energy to those areas. Release anything that isn't serving you. Down to your knees, your ankles, your toes, relaxing your fingers. And then stay in this pose for 5 to 10 minutes. This is your final resting pose, Shavasana. Thank yourself for coming to your mat, challenging yourself, working through this practice. I'd like to Thank you guys again for allowing me to share my practice with you. My name is Melissa. I'm with Inner Light Yoga, Barefoot Beach Cafe. Again, we have Gentle Yoga on Thursdays at 9 a.m. and Power Vinyasa on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Reggae Vinyasa every Saturday. The light in me honors the light in each of you today. Thank you for allowing me to share my practice with you. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Namaste.